Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to yet another TapDaddyBeats stream. I hope you guys are having a good Thursday. Yeah, we are here. We are present. We are going to make a banger today, I think. I hope. Let's get started with a brand new beat. Let's just dive in with some drums. That could be just like a nice walkable groove. Oh, this has some nice bounce to it, though. Tasty. Yes, I will take that drum break. Thank you very much, AJ Hall. Okay, so we're rocking 81 BPM. Let's maybe go dig for some sample material. See if there's something worth chopping here. Do I have all the stems for this, though? It'd be great if this was organized. It's okay. We can just chop. Treat it like a sample, like a vinyl sample. Ooh. This simplicity here could be beautiful. Oh! Dude! Dad, son, my man. That is beautiful. I'm gonna take that and chop it up and work our magic on that. That's just so beautiful. Hell yeah. I'm just kind of like chopping wherever I think I'm gonna be able to pull some stuff from. Just a piece of advice for chopping sample material. You know, once you got all your slices in order, it's easy to want to just like go for it and just like start chopping away an entire song. And you know, sometimes it comes together like that, but I don't know. I think that it's maybe more worthwhile to just focus 8 bars at a time. You know, you don't have to do it all at once. I think that if you focus it 8 bars at a time, you can find your way to something a lot more concrete. It's the same logic as like punching in and punching out for a rapper. It's much easier to focus and polish 8 bars than it is an entire song, you know, all in one go. And we're also gonna just like eliminate any clicks that might be going on by putting a little bit of fade in between these slices. There we go. Nice. I think I'm gonna want to pop off into some of that saxophone stuff. Okay, well, there was at least one take in there that I think was worthwhile. Now, before we get even any further into this, what would it sound like syncopation-wise and also just texture-wise if we pitch this down? Now, you'll notice that this affects the entire syncopation of the sample material. It's worth noting, this is just good to note for anybody interested in sample-based production. It's kind of stemming from the same technique that a lot of people call chopped and screwed, you know. It's basically when you take a sample that is a lower BPM than what your beat is at. Because when you sample something that is at a lower BPM, eighth notes, straight eighth notes, become swung eighth notes. They, the note length is longer than the actual BPM that you're sampling it at. And so you get this very robust, off-kiltered hip-hop feel about it, right? So I kind of knew that transposing this down was going to cause the BPM of the sample here to stretch, meaning that every eighth note is going to become more and more swung the more that we pitch that down. Kind of cool, you know. I prefer to sample things that are at a lower BPM than what I'm flipping them at. And you can always achieve that by just pitching down your sample. Let's focus transitions right now. See if maybe we can switch up the end of this guy to make it more appealing for that. Woo! Nice! Fuck yeah, dude! Let's see what's going on the EQ spectrum here. I know we got some nice warm sounds. We also got some stuff in the high end in the sample material as well. I just want to check it out, see what we're working with. Lots of mid-range. Now, I'm kind of curious, do I really need this stuff in the low end? I might even just cut that. Making a little bit more room for like, and you'll see there's this nice little separation between what's going on that high end stuff. So I'm gonna put a little divot here. I'm gonna turn that Q up. That makes this a little bit more pointy. And I'm just gonna put a little bit of separation in between here. So this is gonna allow us to kind of, put these in their own sections of the EQ. We're just kind of organizing the EQ a little bit. I think putting that divot there kind of allows for this to feel more distinguished against that, you know? Let's make sure our EQ work plays well with these horns, though. See what I'm doing there? I'm like turning this on and off. I'm doing a little bit of A/B testing, okay? And this I would just recommend anytime that you're making switches to the mix that maybe they're really minuscule and maybe you're uncertain if you're making improvements or if you're just going nowhere. Yeah, just toggle it on and off. It's just called A/B testing. You're just testing A versus B and going, is it better? Do I like this? And I would say, yeah, I do like this EQ. And I think it's honestly going to be really useful for us once we come in with this bass line, cutting it out some of these lows from the Rhodes, emphasizing some of this high-end detailing from the sample, making these, making these Rhodes a little bit more warm sounding. You see, we did like some subtractive EQing where like we don't need that down there. We did some additive EQing right there. And like if you just kind of go through each of your instruments, one by one, just kind of doing that, like asking yourself, like, what do I not need in this? And maybe you don't cut harshly like that every single time that you're like, maybe it's more like you're doing little divots, like we need less of this, not like we need none of this. This was kind of a special scenario. I'm making room for the bass. But if you ask yourself that, what does this need less of? And then you ask yourself, what does this need more of? The result is that the decibels that you actually want, the decibels that you actually need, there's more space for them in their mix. You're cutting out the unnecessary and emphasizing the necessary, which creates a very rich, full sounding mix. So word to the wise, make sure that you're going through your tracks with an EQ at some point. I'm doing this during the production phase, but this is just like smart to do maybe once you hit the mixing phase. I want to do a little bit of light mixing here, just kind of get things in place. Like right now, given how much we've got going on in the mid and the low range, I'm kind of thinking we might want to start side chaining our drums to get that kick to really come through. We might even consider a little bit of a drum bus on this drum to get a little bit more punchy and snappy. Let's just try a drum bus, see what that does. I love Ableton's stock drum bus. If you use Ableton and you've never used the stock drum bus, I'm telling you, this is the secret sauce for like all of your drums. All right, we're going to set up our side chain here. So what we're going to do is we're going to silence this, but solo it so we can hear it just this one time. Okay. Now we're going to go take our EQ, and we're just going to isolate that kick. We really just want the signal of the kick, right? That's what we're going to be using. This signal right up here. Yeah. That's what we need. Now we've got this turned off, so we're not going to hear this in the actual track, but we're going to use the signal from that to set up side chains. So let's bust out some glue compressors. Okay, so we're going to enable that drop-down menu. Enable sidechain input from that second track that we just set up the signal through. Probably something like that. Maybe with the ratio of 4. Let's just hear what this sounds like first. Yeah, and then here's what I'm going to do to get that going even deeper. Now, I have a tighter release on these last two compressors. I just like to get tighter with my release as I add additional compressors. I'm just going to copy these and bring them over to our bass, and let's see how that sounds. Oh yeah. Spicy, man. That's fucking sick. What if we brought in like maybe a guitar? Maybe just like a little bit of a lick somewhere in here. I'm gonna go grab a good guitar VST. This is one that our moderator ODCN actually was recommending to me. So we're busting out Contact 7. You can download that for free from Native Instruments' website. Shreddage 3 Stratus. Free! That's the name of this free guitar plugin. Okay. So that sounds pretty cool like that, but I like to add a little bit of reverb on this guy, so let's bust out, guitar rig. I'm a tune. Hear me out. Invent Argent Jazz. That's basically what we're doing here, right? I think this is the kind of jazz that demons would be listening to. What do you think Doom Guy is rocking in his helmet? If he's not listening to the Doom soundtrack, what would he be listening to? Because I feel like it would either be some like sick shit like this, or it would be like some glamour pop. It would be like some Madonna. Some glam pop. He's listening to lo-fi beats to relax and study to / slay demons too. Absolutely, man. That's the kind of music I make. I make lo-fi study beats to relax, study, and slay demons too. Let's see what we're doing here. I think I'm gonna bust out that red tape piano. I love that shit. Let's go to Decent Sampler. This is a free plugin alert, guys. Free plugin alert. Yes, it's called Decent Sampler. It's basically like the poor man's Contact. It's a great sample-based library, MIDI instrument, plugin, VST, whatever you want to call that shit. Really nice sounds in there. Okay, so I'm going to do something that is both going to make this piano louder, but it's also going to bring a lot of the texture from this very high quality upright piano VST. It's going to bring that texture forward. And what I'm talking about, of course, is OTT. Oh, this is rough. I thought it sounded much cooler when I was laying it down. Such is life. Playing way beyond my skill levels here, but you know, well, let's see if I can dumb that down a little bit. Holy shit, man. Okay, well, there's probably some good stuff in there that we could probably polish up and get some good stuff out of it. Okay, decision-making time. Which is the better take? We're just focusing these 4 bars right here. Let's listen, because we're going to go with one of these, and we're just going to, fuck with it and piano roll till it sounds absolutely immaculate and pretty, and everyone's going to go, oh my god, TapDaddy, you're so good at piano. But what they don't know is that I actually suck, and I'm just very patient with my piano roll. It's going to be great. Yeah, he says, like that rundown in the first take to the brass. Yes, my man. I know what you mean. We're definitely going to make sure we get that, you know? Okay, so you know that was okay. Could have been cleaner. Let's hear this first one up here. Okay, so I like this. I like how this one starts better, honestly. I think that we had some nice licks in here. This section sounded appealing, and that's the section that we're focused on at the moment. Now, you guys might notice I didn't fix this. I didn't remove that top guy, even though that's a accidental. That, you know, I hit that by accident. You know, the reason why I'm not correcting that is because it didn't sound wrong. If it doesn't sound wrong to your ears, don't fix it. Don't be editing your tracks using your eyes. Edit your tracks with your ears. You know, it's so easy to like ruin a good thing and all this nuance by just like overcorrecting everything and, you know, producing with your eyes. Like, just lead with your ears, you know? So we're going to leave that. That's where I start overreaching my skill set. But we're going to roll with it. Maybe you really crave some musicianship in your music like this, but you're not quite hitting at that skill level yet. Play it the best you can. And if you're patient enough with your piano roll, you can get the results that you desire. If you know what you're looking for, if you're not guessing, but you know how you want it to sound, then there's no reason why you can't sit there tediously for 20 minutes and fiddle it around with your piano roll until it sounds how you envisioned it in your mind. Lay it down by hand first. Let that be an outline for what it's going to eventually be. That's just kind of how I make anything kind of jazz related, honestly, in my productions. I am not the greatest musician. Very twinkly, very pretty. Time. I think that's pretty much the beat. That is pretty much the beat. Oh my gosh. So that was an hour, 28 minutes. Oh man, I feel accomplished today.